Deceased Curry's good. Deceased Curry's good. Seen the whole game. Deceased Curry's good. Yeah. Welcome to the 2025 U.S. Quadball Nationals. This is Justin Kramer.
Caleb Van Buren.
We are starting at an 8 a.m. game slot with Michigan versus James Madison University in the D2 bracket. Lining up on the JMU side, we have Ryan Marsh and Levon Deceased Karavishvili. And then over on the Michigan side, can you spot out the numbers on the Michigan side?
Not get those this time. And when they stand up, I'll start bringing you two numbers for them.
It's a bit of a cloudy day so far. A little bit of rain, but hopefully some better weather throughout. And we get started here. Levon, the keeper with the quad ball, rushes right in, wraps around. Oh, great beat by Marsh to take out the chaser in front of the hoops. And JMU is up 10-0. A great start for this team.
Beaters they're running were number 44, Sirvadov, and number 77, Riley Hodder.
So we have the chaser up here, number 32. Passes over to the side. Keeper drives in for Michigan and finds the hoop there. Good goal, says Amadal, the head ref. And that was the keeper number. As soon as I see the jersey turn, I'll let you know who scored that goal. Good start trading goals here. Let's see if we can find some stoppages here. Right now, it's just 2 breaks in. Great jobs by both teams. We have number 0, Kalen Breslow. Moving it behind. We see an opportunity there. Pass behind. Lead from the center hoop. It is not good. Oh, Levon is beat there. So we have a fast break opportunity. Keeper drives through. Dodges. Pass to the side. It's fumbled a bit. Unfortunately, the fast break is stalled for now. But the pass behind. The keeper goes in. And that's a score for number 41 on Michigan. That's Spencer Johnson. 2 goals for Johnson on the day so far.
Really important here that we need to see JMU get back in transition a little faster. They just could not get players back. And it's going to be interesting here on the offense. JMU's got a lot of space to play with. So Michigan's playing a hoop zone, really playing their beaters and their keeper very tight in that keeper zone. Going to give them lots of space to move the ball around. They just have to make opportunities there to score.
Yeah, JMU had a great tackle there by number 41 again on Michigan. That's Spencer Johnson. But JMU keeps it alive past Levon. They had an advantage there with the illegal contact play. Levon tries to do a shot to the center hoop and misses. But my apologies. It is a penalty on JMU, not on Michigan. So we have a beater in the box for JMU. That is
Charlie Bodenstein.
Charlie Bodenstein.
Interesting to see Charlie at beater. Charlie has, from what we've seen of them at the App 5 conference, Charlie's has played some chaser and keeper minutes in the past. Them at beaters probably is a little bit of a different position than what they're normally playing.
Hands it over to Johnson again, and Johnson once again has a full head of steam and no beaters in front of him. Darts around Levon for the easy dunk there. That's 3 goals there by Johnson. Score is now 30-10. So JMU gets their player back out of the box. Hopefully they can do a reset here and get their offense going again. Levon walking the ball up again, forming the offense. Passes over to Lee. Lee is sticking out. Lee loves that shot on the center hoop if she can find it. Pass behind.
That shot might be there. There's a little bit of height there, but not a super amount of height there. If you really rip a shot there, and it looks like it goes out the back line there on the far side.
Trying to find out whose ball it is. It is blue ball. Yeah, the ref's correctly saying it is nearly probably inbound. That does give JMU some time to try to recover. They have no dodgeballs in the back. Ryan Marsh picks it up and chucks it. Oh, I thought that connected.
Great open field tackle
Great job stopping that fast break there. Johnson still has an opportunity with no dodgeballs, and it almost intercepted and put down by number 0. I have Caitlin Breslow down here. Great job stopping that fast break. For Levon stopping the drive and then having an intercepted pass. That's really the momentum that they need because another fast break goal would really drive them down.
Big momentum shift there. Big way to know that you can get a stop here. Now you just have to turn that into a goal.
Lee looking at her opportunities.
Putting Levon here in space out behind is going to give JMU a little bit of more of an advantage where Michigan has to think about where people. It's Levon deep in a little. That was a big blow up there by Michigan.
Like we love that opportunity there. Instead of having Levon ball handle, it was a very great off-ball threat, and that was a perfect pass. He had a dunk opportunity, but unfortunately, was stuffed there. Great defense by Michigan. We've got a line change here. Looks like we have number 1 Nick Love with the quad ball right now. Let's see, number 9 Rachel Kim on the right side. Let's look at Love pass behind. A great dish to that side of the hoop and put in.
They have been attacking that small hoop all day, Michigan. I think 3 of their 4 goals have come on that small hoop. They're loving that cut and attack there. And I don't know if they're specifically targeting Lee Rouse or what the thing is, but they have loved that option there to attack the small hoop.
Now is Ashton Glenn with the goal there to finish it up. Ashton Glenn, look at the opportunity to pick it off. And Levon has an open shot with Glenn losing their broom, puts it right to the center hoop. Levon does love that center hoop shot too. Like you said, if Michigan is not defending their hoops and not putting their hands up, that could be a great way for JMU to get back in the game.
Exactly what happened there was we saw Michigan lose a little bit of concentration there and weren't as disciplined as they need to be in that hoop zone. In that hoop zone, you need to keep your hands up until immediately you're going to make that tackle. This opportunity to bring your hands down and breaking down right there is exactly what shooters like Levon are going to look for.
Sun passes. Pass is not caught up by Glenn. So we have an opportunity for a fast break, but we do have one beating behind.
Declan's got to beat out. Oh, but he doesn't win the trade, and Jarrell loses the ball there, and it's not going to recover.
I do want to see a little bit more communication between the beaters and the chasers on fast break. The chaser tried to shoot through another chaser while the beater was taking out the beater. I would love to see JMU kind of work in tandem on the fast break to attack that together.
A little bit of pause there, a little bit of hesitation to let Declan McCavey make a play there and then attack.
That was Jarrell Simoneau with the opportunity there with the fast break. JMU looks like they're in their 2-2 zone. Levon at the point there on Kim. Kim passes up back to Nick Love. Great wrap there by number 15. He is back to Hooper back contact. Great wrap there by Levon. Back to Nick Love. He is back to Hooper back contact. Great. Glenn Ashton just driving in, dunks, and the goal is good. Great defensive effort by JMU. That's something we haven't seen in a few possessions. It took several attempts for Michigan to score. So
made the opposing team have to make decisions there to play.
The more passes you force and the more opportunities there are, the more there are chances for mistakes. So that's how you get that. So even though that ended up with a goal, that's a great defense by JMU. Let's have them keep that up.
Score is 5-2 here as JMU brings the quad ball down. Still in the hands of Kim.
Side. Great job stuffing it there. And JMU with another great defense. Let's see if there might be a card here.
I think that ball might have gone through there, and I think there might be a discussion whether that went through. But that was a great. Didn't see anything else obvious to me that was from my angle that was a penalty. It may have been calling whether that goal went through or not, and just some confusion about whether it did. We're gonna call.
Could be on a stationary player.
Oh, that is true. What we got going here?
And Nick.
Oh my God! Go right in! Oh, the finish!
Wow. Outstanding effort by Nick Love here. Nick Love, we see the ball counting down, and most players will give up at that point. But Nick Love sees the interception and passing it to the keeper, takes it, drives through traffic, and goes in. Nick Love has been a great facilitator this entire game with a lot of assists, but now Nick Love has a goal for himself here. Score is
one of those, like, you got to play to the whistle kind of situations. I know there wasn't a whistle there, but that's something you just got to play through.
Mm-hmm. Shannon Dinneman over here on the right-hand side in for JMU for the first time. And we have Leslie Ivanko as well. Pass behind. Pass over to Shannon, unfortunately. That was a great job trying to keep that play alive. Passing it to open space to prevent the fast break. But Michigan with another great defense will recover.
Declan here with a play to try to win control, but it looks like Johns.
That's Sarah Dykstra that had the ball. We have Love again. Love driving and dodging through the whole defense. JMU is really struggling in the beater game today. Hopefully they can keep at least one for the rest of this game. Every time, most of Michigan's goals have been with no beaters on defense. I think
Michigan's done a very good job of creating transition opportunities, getting dodgeballs on the ground, and then driving and forcing JMU to make some tackles in the open field.
JMU with control here. Let's see what they do with this. See if they can push forward a little bit, find an opportunity. Levon up top. Looks like a play is called to beat them. Levon drives all the way through with the dunk. Great play call by JMU with this is exactly what we were talking about earlier. Coordinating the communication between the beaters and the chasers. The beaters take out the point chaser. Levon drives through and dunks. That's a great job.
Hammer dunk there for Levon. Big statement dunk. Okay, we're seeing quite the beater squad being brought out here for JMU as they bring in both Declan and Ryan Marsh onto the field. Both of them have experience last summer with the Admirals and have played together at quite the high level.
Great beat there by Ryan Marsh. There's one there, and there's a great job by JMU. Good breakdown there by the beaters. It looks like is the ball still in bounds? Let's see what they call. I thought that did roll off.
I thought it did too. I thought it rolled
by Ryan Marsh. There's one there, and there's a
put the tempo up. Levon's gonna try to for the top with a small hoop from Levon.
Levon's been going to that center hoop, but sees an opportunity after being taken down, goes right by. After being taken down, goes right by. All right, so JMU with 2 unanswered goals. Let's see if they can. To Johnson there. Great job.
I think JMU's going to lose control here as Ryan Marsh got a little overextended there. Now we got to see Declan settle in here. Declan can't.
Happy looking around. Happy dodging. See there. That was a great beat attempt there, but it looks like they were able to block it. There. That's Caitlin Breslow right there.
And Levon just throwing the quad ball away, trying to try to give his team a chance to really get back into possession, get back into defense here.
Oh, lucky there. JMU almost lost control again with Levon trying to push for a press there. McAfee taking a look, passes open space. Shannon Dinneman goes to fall on it. There's a scramble for the quad ball. There's a loose ball down. It looks like JMU able to recover. Another successful defense by JMU. I don't know if you've noticed the size of these benches. We have severe difference in the numbers if you look at those 2 benches.
Yeah, definitely. So we're going to a timeout or a stoppage here. So big JMU sort of rally there in the last couple possessions to really look like a different team than they did that for the first third of that game. I don't know exactly where we're at for time. Exactly where we are time. But JMU putting a big swing momentum back their way with a little goal and a statement dunk there by Levon.
And that's something that we're going to look at today. We have when you call a timeout, you want to one, you need to rethink your offensive strategy, or you need to give your team a rest. Step on the ladder here. JMU has great momentum. Sometimes stop their momentum, but with the limited numbers they have on their bench, timeout is necessary. Make sure that all the effort in here is not wasted.
Yep. One little thing we have not mentioned today is the coach of JMU, Adelash Hanagai is actually a Michigan alum here, so he's coaching some players that he might have played with last year before he graduated. So also the head coach of the Michigan Quadball team, Adalash's or AT's former teammate Ryan Sue. So a little bit of Michigan ties on both sides of the ball. Some players that he might have played with last year before he graduated. He's former teammate Ryan Sue. So a little bit of Michigan ties on both.
Players are returning to their rooms. Levon definitely taking his time getting back there. I don't think we've seen Levon sub yet. Are there any other players on JMU that haven't taken a sub? I don't know if Ryan Marks has been in the whole time. So.
I don't know if Breslow is also no. Ryan Marsh did. Yeah. Caitlin and Levon. The JMU Quadball tour.
Levon passing down. Let's look. We have an opportunity here. All right! Great job by JMU using the very big brain move. Instead of going directly towards the nearest hoop that had two defenders, they went around and made that shot there. Excellent job by the chaser there.
Score is 8-4 now is what I'm seeing on the board. So JMU slowly digging back into this lead. They need to get some stops here if they want to bring this back by 20 minutes into a playable range.
Yeah, I saw that too. Ryan Marsh beat, but does a little throwback. Whether it's incidental or not, it's going to be a dodgeball turnover there. So unfortunately, JMU losing dodgeball control, and they've had control for a bit. It's really been contributing to their defense and offense here.
So
we start here. Kim passes back. I think that's Sun in the back. Back to Kim. Great job keeping the ball alive while the beater's going around. Love is looking for an opportunity here.
Love did not like what he saw there. He was like, let's bring this back. Let's slow this game down a little bit.
Great tackle there by Marsh to take out the beater.
A big hike there because all of Michigan, it got back quickly.
JMU is holding together defense. Let's hope we get a little turtle here by Caitlin. Excellent job. Two amazing swats. Three amazing swats by JMU. Michigan cannot win this game by swatting. They're going to have to go back to the drive and dunk game.
Yeah, the JMU's hoop defense has been very good here in the last few possessions. It looks like there was a score issue. Score is 7-5. Actually, it was not 8-4. That we are within. We're in a catch thing to tie this. If we hit 20 minutes, I don't know exactly where we are at with the timer. Probably somewhere in the low teens would be my guess. Levon getting pressed here. Oh, Love not Love. Doing everything they can there. Ashton Glenn, everything here to try to force a reset.
Great action here by JMU. Oh, it looks like it was a pass to a beater. Let's see if Levon can recover here. Oh, perfect. So back to hoops contact for Glenn. So Levon able to recover. Oh, it looks like the pass is a little bit too high. Dinneman can recover. She's got two on her. We have a beater on. This might be the end of this possession. Great hustle by Dinneman to keep that in bound. So Glenn having the Quadball. Michigan has not scored in quite some time. JMU currently has 3 unanswered goals. Michigan, from what I've seen, is making most of the right moves. Just that finisher. They're looking to do that long pass instead of the tried and true drive dish dunk that they've
gotten away from that driving on that small hoop, that cut to the small hoop that was providing so much opportunity there for them. I don't know if it's a change in line kind of personnel.
You do not want to see that.
We just talked about how well JMU was doing at defending the hoops and the pass, and then they got caught sleeping, and a shot rained down there.
That is not how you want to see this score deficit break here. Hopefully JMU can rebound from that. That's not a way you want to get scored on. So I was saying that Nick Love and Ashton Glenn switched in the line. Nick Love is behind hoops and Ashton Glenn ball handling, and Glenn finding a great opportunity there for a little teardrop. Shannon Dinneman driving in, the pass over. Oh, looks like Love has a grab on there. It's a great move by JMU, but unfortunately, Michigan passed under the defense. Some beater moves back here. Leslie able to keep control here for JMU. Great beat by Evenko. Looks like some more action behind the hoops here. Ashton Glenn is going to recover the quad ball for Michigan. We have a line change here. Let's see if we have Spencer Johnson coming back in. Spencer Johnson scored the first 3 unanswered goals for Michigan. Be good to see that spark come back in. I see Ashton Glenn coming up.
Yep.
And it looks like we have, Renee Johnston. Was it Renee Johnson? I can't see the number 14.
No.
Oh, that's Sarah Dykstra. Sarah Dykstra back in, a great contributor back in for keeper. Ball up to number 32. Passes behind. Dinneman able to try to intercept, knocking it down. And Levon able to recover. Good defense by JMU.
They sort of did go back to that cut situation. You did see 32. I did not see a name on there. So get right up there to the hoops. I think might have had the better opportunity there. May have been to try to go for the dunk there themselves, but the pass was there. The pass was there. They're trying to go back to what we said. They need to go back to those cuts. That's what was working for them before.
Levon with the pass over to Peterson. Oh, that's Jarrell. That's Simino. Apologies, the jersey is different. There's Levon. Levon driving through, and a great wrap there by Sarah Dykstra to keep Levon to a bad shot there. Incredible move. That's what you get with fresh legs. Dykstra able to go right up to Levon, and with a perfect wrap, Levon's only option was a bad shot, bad pass, and it falls short.
And Michigan walks away with control here with a little play where they caught Leslie up top, and Leslie could not get that ball back to Declan to recover.
Tom Tang with the quad ball. Passing back over to number 32. Another swat there by Simino. There's a fight back there. Simino tries to fight for it. Michigan is able to recover. That's number 3, Bradley.
And another shot there from behind. But Levon's got space of nothing.
Behind. Oh! Great recovery. Levon had a full head of steam looking to his left. Didn't see the beater on his right, but let's Simino is able to pick that ball up and recover. Levon looked very defeated after getting beat, but because we had those amazing parallels there, whenever you have someone on your team rushing down the freak, the field on a fast break, you should be running with along them too for situations like that.
Yes, great. But great field awareness there of Simino to see that and just get on that. And Simino's going to get a scoop here, and he's going to go. And there he's got beats one, cuts it, and no! 2 goals for Simino.
That's JMU with 2 amazing back-to-back fast break goals. They were within 2 here, as I'm sure we're approaching the 20-minute stoppage soon. Dykstra talking to her team a little bit.
Checking back in along with Caitlin Breslow.
Number 32 looking at the opportunity. Pass over to Tang. Tang up to number 32. Great defense opportunity here. Back over to Dykstra. Dykstra looks for a shot on the center. He deflects right off there. Wow. Yeah, I do like the opportunity. They did a lot of passes. A lot of their team is getting beat. I would want to see Dykstra take a few more steps in there, line up that shot, especially because JMU hasn't been doing a good job of defending the center.
I think they were trying to take advantage. JMU made some very quick subs there on defense, which was not usually the time you would like to make subs unless you have to. So then they sort of caught them in thought, and they're like, and this is going to be last possession here.
Once again, Levon has not subbed out this entire first half. Let's see if the energy is drained a little bit, if we can get a little bit more spark for this last possession.
Goal here. Oh, but they give away control. A goal here for JMU would be huge to bring them only down 1. Great trade there by Declan.
Caitlin has the quad ball there. Breslow looking for opportunity. Back up to Lee. Good job resetting the offense here. Lee is looking around for her opportunities.
Not our whistle, not our whistle. There's some whistles going on, but they're not ours.
Swing this behind to Levon.
To Hill.
Get the ball out. Back up to Lee. Great extension for Lee to catch that ball. That was a little high. We have hands up. This is a great tackle there by Sarah Dykstra, but it looks like it was from behind. So
I think it was also a little high. It's probably we're actually going to call it. That little bit player size difference, I think, is probably what got Dykstra there.
JMU probably the only one right now. Looks like we're hearing that Lee might be the only player on JMU's team right now that is currently on broom. Only beater on looks like Lee will be able to be brought back on broom for this stop.
I think Lee was not. Okay. I think it was a beater situation. I'm hearing from the sideline is that the
beater.
So
blue card. Oh, that was a blue card for who's going to the box.
Not.
That is Dykstra.
No, two players. Oh, what?
I do not know what the penalty was, but Dykstra and Lee are both going into the penalty box. I see one blue card. I don't know if the other one was a yellow card.
I'm guessing seeing the ball stayed with JMU that it must have been a yellow card on Dykstra. JMU had an unsporting card there.
You do not want to see that, especially from one of your leaders.
Breslow has a pretty clean pass to Levon if Levon decides to cut up there. I don't see a beat. I think all 3 dodgeballs are on the.
Declan has one.
Oh, Declan has one. Okay.
But it looks like we have a current no beater situation. A pass behind to Levon and the quick pass and shot. Great job from
Exactly
JMU
what we
there.
talked about there. Levon cut to hoops. Breslow puts that pass.
The
Okay.
new last session has been extended. So it looks like number 3 for Michigan, Bradley Mahaffey, has an opportunity to extend this lead. It looks like they have a 1-goal lead right now.
Yeah, I don't think the scoreboard has been flipped on the far side, but I believe it should be 9-8.
Oh, it's almost a great alley-oop opportunity. Importantly, could not hang on to it.
Yeah, that was almost like a soccer cross there from Tank because he had the keeper crashing, but he also had Dijkstra on the far side ready to put in. I think that was probably an intended target was Dijkstra, and then number
3, that would be
Bradley Mahaffey comes flying in wanting that alley-oop and just can't put it away. So coming into after a very dominant start of the game from Michigan, JMU comes storming back to bring this game, I believe, within 1. Though the scoreboard has not been confirmed yet. It still says 9-7 over there. I believe it should be 9-8. But storming in back to bring this game to make it a tight game. Set score will be
160?
150. No, 150.
I thought they have 90. I don't know why I'm thinking in the 2020.
Yeah.
That should be 60 plus, 150.
Yep. So 150 is going to be our set score.
They might be split.
So we got a set score of 150 here.
So, like you said, Michigan started out this game pretty dominant with 3 unanswered goals. But JMU, cannot discount them. They have been fighting, even with their smaller bench. They have such amazing chemistry. We saw this at the F5 championships, where JMU, with the smallest roster, was able to play in back-to-back games to eventually make it to the F5 championship game. Unfortunately, falling to UVA in there for UVA to win another title. But JMU was a dominant force, even though having the smallest roster at that F5 championship.
I definitely think if you're Michigan, you need to get back to what was working for you in the beginning. I mean, and we saw a little bit of that towards the end of that half as they started getting back into trying to make cuts to hoops, not relying so much on shots. Put dodgeballs on the ground, use a little bit of your size advantage to get into the paint, as we like to say, and find the rim.
And I think it is a game of beaters. Michigan was dominating the dodgeball game at the beginning of the game, and then as soon as JMU started getting more control, they started scoring.
It is.
So it could be as simple as maybe Michigan rethinking their dodgeball strategy. But I think, like you said, it's just the fundamentals of driving, dishing, dunking that was working from the beginning of the game. I haven't seen a lot of that since. It's been mostly shots.
Yeah.
So if they can re-coordinate and get back to what they're good at, they could really pull away from this game. Otherwise, it's going to stay close.
And I think the same thing can be said for JMU. JMU also needs to not be taking. If they're playing against this hoop zone, they need to be. If they're going to shoot, you got to know it's got to be a very good, high quality shot. Again, get back into your cutting kind of moves of looking for opportunities. Not as many big long passes. Swing the ball small and quick, and then attack those hoops.
Looks like we have Ivanko for JMU, and I think that is Son for Michigan lining up as our seekers. JMU is starting the second half with Lee in the box for the unsporting penalty that she's serving her time for right now. So they are a player down as of now. So Michigan with looks like JMU is starting with the ball. So JMU, are they looking for a little penalty kill right here, or should they get started, you think?
I think it really depends on what we see these beaters do. You have the speed of Levon and Levon. Levon might be on the sideline. I think Levon has checked out this game for the first time. So probably needed. You may want a penalty kill here. I would say if Levon was on the field, you might want to just try to run that ball. Run that ball if the beaters go quickly on the flag runner and stay in that game. You might have a chance to really use Levon's speed. Seminole's pretty fast, but I don't know if the rest of JMU has that stamina and the ability to keep up on that quick, fast break, and maybe just let's try to kill this quick.
As we start the second half here, we have Semino in green with the quad ball. Let's see if he makes a quick run or if he's going to start kind of slow here.
Simno does have nothing but space. Like Simno does have nothing but space to run. Sieverdov, Max Sieverdov is right there on the seeker play. He could run across. He could run across the field to sort of cut that off. Be very interesting to see what here happens. Quad ball control is with, and they're gonna go. They're just gonna go off to the races.
Declan in front, ready to pick off some beaters. Beats Sviridov. There's a beater there. They try to block there by Love. That is what Michigan needs to start this half.
Love saw Simno just eyeing coming right in for that one hoop and said, "I'm just gonna take it away."
Well, it looks like Michigan's taking a defensive stance in the seeker game. We have seen Leslie with some amazing pulls, especially over at F5 Championships. There is an opportunity for her to slip by. Let's see. We have Glenn with a junk opportunity and does put it through. Unfortunately, a misbeat there by JMU.
And I think we have a JMU player down.
Just I don't want to see that with a smaller roster. No. That is Caitlin Breslow,
who's been playing some big minutes here for this JMU team.
Hopefully, I see smiles on her face. Hopefully, she'll be okay. Maybe just a quick little wind knockout. Dinman comes into sub for Breslow. So that brings Michigan's lead to 10-8. Set score is 150. So Michigan only needing 5 to complete this game. Still very close. Let's see if JMU can go with the same effort they had the first half and keep this game close.
Mm-hmm. And goal at the ring. Goal is good, so it is going to be 10-8. Set score 150.
Jerome Semino starting with the quad ball again. Looks like this time he's going for a slower approach. Definitely very smart. Although the beaters are very excited to kind of run down the field, take out the Michigan seeker, Sun. There's a beat there. And unfortunately, a botched pass. We have Glenn running down the field. Declan has the foot beater.
Oh, we're not going to be fast enough.
Great play by Declan to have an opportunity to stop there, but Glenn is able to release that quad ball, and now it is a 3-goal lead.
I think we might see a little bit of a side of athleticism, a little bit of tiredness hitting this JMU quad ball for, as that they just without the beaters there to help them and give them some space, and Michigan starting a little bit, press them a little bit up higher. I think we're going to see them have a struggle a little bit more there with being able to get some goals. But Levon does check back into this game, which does give that
Lee's back in too. Lee's behind. Levon's calling for the ball on the other side. Oh, but there's a dunk opportunity. Fantastic job there. Great score by the JMU chaser, number 21, Charlie Bodenstein.
Oh, that's an unfortunate timed whistle there for Michigan on Emma. There was that beautiful pass that just got streaked across the field to Love, and Love was just gonna tap that ball in, but it looked like Sun took a hard push from the flag runner. A little shaken up there.
That's a great job for JMU to get that score back. Michigan seems like they are the dominant force here so far in the second half. So
came out a little bit of fire in the belly on this.
And that really could be a huge difference with Levon being out for those first two possessions. He is a huge asset for this team.
Levon is just such an explosive, dynamic player that you have to think about where is he on the pitch? What is he going to do? It really makes you, whether he has the ball in his hands or even better when he's off ball and can sort of hide, you have to think about where is he going to be, especially at this D2 college level, where sometimes the field awareness they're still working on that field awareness. They're not always good about like identifying threats and keeping where the threats are. They aren't directly will touch the ball. Levon can provide a lot of that explosiveness that position.
On the injury sub, we actually have Spencer Johnson, who's played keeper most of this game, is now in at seeker.
A little bit of length here also for a smaller snitch, smaller flag runner who might have a little bit of length advantage there.
Glenn able to complete that score there. That puts Michigan ahead. I believe that is 120-90. Michigan needing only 3 more goals.
Declan McLevy checks out of the game as Summer Solis checks in for Peter.
Levon walking his way up the pitch. We see Spiridov staring him down. Great defense there by the beater number 14.
With Michigan reaching 120, a catch here by Johnson would end this game here. So we're in that territory. Oh, click off by Glenn, and Glenn's just gonna go. Small hoop goal.
Unfortunate. Levon tries to pass it off over to Lee, but a great interception there by Ashton Glenn. The wind is really making a huge impact. Those longer passes are much harder to accomplish. And
Yeah, the wind's picked up.
it's really, you don't have a choice there if you're backed into the corner. You have to release the ball to avoid the fast break.
Winds picked up here probably a few miles an hour. It was pretty calm here when this game started, but now it's got a little breezy. You can see the trees moving. The tent's got a little bit of shake to it.
Let's see if Lee can bring up this ball and give another great opportunity for JMU. Lee's working it up. Peter in front of her.
Really working down that sideline, but Lee gets deep. And
Good move there by the Michigan beater.
Dykstra running. Pass to Glenn. Glenn's got nothing but space. Over to Love, and now they get that little 1-2 they looked for before the whistle. Score is 140-90. Michigan is a goal away from coming in for the first win here at Nationals.
Levon's running down the field, full head of steam, passes it back when he gets tackled. Levon back up. We have Simino looking in. Oh, the dunk, but it's like Levon able to pick it back up. Oh, through three chasers, able to pencil point it right through the small hoop. Great job by Levon to give them a chance. But it looks like Glenn might put this one away here. And with the shot in there, that looks like that would be the final goal. Eminem looking around for any last ones, and that's going to be the game. Well, it's a fantastic effort by JMU to show what kind of team they are in this first half. But when it comes down to the strategy and the numbers and the strength that Michigan pulls away,
a lot of fight there was shown by JMU towards the end. But Michigan book-ended this game. They started off this game hot, and they came out of that 20-minute stoppage, the intermission, and they said, put their foot down on the gas pedal and said, we're going to go. And they went. Excited for all the rest of the excitement here in games here at the River City Sportsplex here at USQ Nationals 2025.
And I hope this should be the start of an amazing day. Whenever you see these games on commentary and on live stream, you want it to be an exciting game. That's what we got here.
Exactly.
So, end of the day, fantastic job by both teams. Congratulations to Michigan for getting the first win of the day. And we're gonna sign off right over here. My name is Justin Kramer.
Caleb Van Buren.
We have up next District of Columbia Quadball Club versus the Texas Copperheads.
Yes.
I believe, for the next slot. So stay tuned, and they'll be next.
Enjoy a great game of quadball.